we gotta, if we had to, put this thing on the table and spill its blood for the blood gods, it is what it is. What's good, y'all? TCG here, back with another video, and today I got some crazy news for you. Like this morning, I do my thing because I'm permanently online. I'm scrolling on Twitter and I just see a whole bunch of news regarding, global release, another Bandai game dying, and we get exclusive pricing for our regional. So we're gonna skip the fluff, get right into it, and show you guys what I'm talking about. So first things first. Battle Spirit Saga just announced the end of support in NA next month, 2 years after its release in April 2023. This is the first Bandai card game to drop support since Eggman has started covering their games in 2018. It will be missed. And I'm not gonna lie, I never played BSS, Battle Spirit Saga. I seen like the play mats and some of the arts on like the card, but it never really grabbed my attention. And unfortunately, if it had to be sacrificed for One Piece to get a global release, I'm sorry to see it go, but you got to do what you got to do. It's just like we got to, if we had to, put this thing on the table and spill its blood for the blood gods, it is what it is. That's pretty much all I have to say about BSS dying. I'll link the article in the description of the video. I'm not going to read it myself. Unfortunate, people who invested into this game. Maybe they get like an eternal format or something, but I don't really have much else to say about this. Anyway, let's get into the pricing. So our regional season is kicking back up again for the 2025 split. I'm going to like One Piece Day in Dallas, so I'll see you guys there in March. I'll be wearing this hat most likely. If you guys see me, so to say what's up, let's take some pictures, let's talk. You feel me? Let's get together. But they just updated the pricing in the regional website on the events page, and you get like these participation packs, which comes with Spandine, Aroj, Danico Olivia, and the audio. These are good reprints for Lucci Bonnie. This card is like beautiful. It's insanely beautiful for Robin. So those are some nice pickups, as well as getting like these event pack promos. This is just like a Minx chump blocker, which is good because Carrot needs like more bodies. This is an ulti, which is good for Black Purple King. You can read the effect later, pause the video. This is a blocker for Odyssey. It's another, Odyssey card. And then this Shanks drawn by the author of Sakamoto Days. If you haven't watched that anime on Netflix, or if you haven't read the manga, I suggest reading the manga. Sakamoto Days is gas. And also, if you have any critique about the animation in Sakamoto Days, comparing it to like Demon Slayer, you need to go outside and like watch more anime. All right, Demon Slayer is not like the end all be all when it comes to animation. Please just enjoy the medium for what it is. Anyway, back on topic. I know I'm kind of like rushing, speeding through this video, but I want to get this out quick. This news is crazy. We're gonna get to what you guys are looking for in a second, but we got the prize cards revealed. So this is the OP09 Searcher Nami. I think this is for top 64. Yeah, so top 64 gets the Nami, top 16 gets the Zoro, top 8 gets the Sanji. So top 64, you get this Nami. Really good art. You got Luffy, Zoro in the background, Nami up front, and this is the one that searches for a blue event when attacking. Really good card in Nami. If it sticks, it pretty much eats a block, as all searchers do, or at least like tap searchers. This is technically a tap searcher, but you can't play this. You can't search the same turn, which like balances. I really like the idea of when attacking searchers. Anyway, top 16 Zoro on play. Return one or more Dawn cards from your field to your Dawn deck. Add one Dawn card from your deck and set it as active. So this is the one that's played in like the black purple Luffy strategy. It synergizes with the leader ability, allowing you to actually ramp in that leader. That leader doesn't really ramp. He just mitigates the cost for like Dawn -2 effects. Really sick art. You got Zoro with all 3 swords with his Ashura aura and the Conqueror's Haki. Allegedly he has Conqueror's Haki. Anyway, really sick art. And then finally we have top 8 Sanji. So I assume top 8 still gets like a serial. I gotta like reread and check, but this is the Rush Sanji, the one that came out in OP09, where you return one or more Dawn, rest the character. This character gains Rush. Really sick art. He has like the Diable Jamblé Ifrit on his body. You feel me? He got that little aura on him. I personally have like altered out my Pluffy deck. It's not alted out because some of the cards don't have alts, but I got like the OP09 alts and like some of the kid blockers and stuff like that, and the Treasurer Zoros. But being a Pluffy player has just gotten more expensive. I guess this is the effect of inflation, you know. This is One Piece inflation. But let me know how you guys feel about these cards in the comments and what have you, and then, you know, we get judge pack, competition side, events, all of that, blah 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 blah. Main news, breaking news, absolute cinema. I was actually thinking about recording a video, like a separate react video to Ace TCG's video on like what One Piece needs, and it had to do with like global release and stuff. Global release, but for starter decks. So shout out to Orange here. Orange tweeted out, according to Asian distributors, this will also release in June for Asia, simultaneous release. So original tweet says, unconfirmed. Info online regarding the next 6 starter deck leaders. They release in June for the global version. Red Shanks, green Bonnie, blue Buggy, purple Black Luffy, black Teach, green Yellow Yamato. So they have like the 4 Emperors plus Yamato Bonnie getting the starter decks. However, it's a global release, meaning that they will simultaneously release in the East and West in June. And I was saying perfectly, I gotta find that tweet later. I'll edit in like the tweet. All right, yeah, so I found my tweet basically saying how like global release is very possible. I didn't expand upon the idea, but pretty much this is exactly how I would do a global release, you know? If we're gonna do a global release, obviously printing 2 main sets at a time is like skipping a whole format. But I do think that global release is very possible for Bandai because they've done it for their other games. So like Dragon Ball has had global release, and Digimon as well. I think I might be wrong on a Dragon Ball, but Digimon has global release. And what they did was they basically reprinted, or they printed like support for the next set within a current set, and they called it like a plus set or a premium set or whatever. All my Digimon fans, you know, correct me in the comments or whatever. But my personal idea was just okay, OP10, give it OP10, we get it, ST whatever, we get it, and then when the new starter decks drop is the best time to sync up our releases, because starter decks aren't full sets and they're more easily accessible to the public. Yeah, maybe like a little bit of an extended or a plus format. You know, we're kind of skipping half a format. Like imagine if OP08 dropped with all of the starter decks at the same time, then we would have like Dofi being better at the start of the format. But it is what it is. And then it still is like a newer-ish format because we get to play with, I think, OP10/OP11 cards plus starter decks. Let me check when does OP11 release for us. So yeah, we're getting the starter deck in March, the same time that we get the OP10, you know, which is around the same release cadence that Japan had, that the East had, right? We're getting the starter deck along with the main set in the same month, so like a week after or whatever. And then May we get EBO2, and in June we get OP11. But according to the news here, they're also stated to release in June as well. So if we get OP11 in June and then they hold off on their starter decks and our starter decks release in June at the same time, that means we can sync up on OP12, right? So this is looking really exciting. And then just for a little bit more confirmation, shout out RJ, tried to tweet. RJ, you feel me? He does also really good videos on YouTube. He's from the East, so he's in like, you know, their group chat, and they're talking to distributors and they're taking pre-orders. So like distributors and shops are taking pre-orders for these new starter decks. So this is sort of confirming that we'll be catching up and doing the simultaneous release. So this is confirmation. You know, I like to cite my sources. We're in an age now where like whenever you see something on the internet, whenever you see somebody tweet something crazy, you should do your research, make sure that the information you're getting is correct. So just so I don't spread misinformation about, you know, us getting these starter decks and clickbaiting y'all, here it is. You know, also don't like be a weirdo and go to RJ or Orange and be like, you lied to me, you know, this came out. Like, do your own research, guys. Anyway, I'm super excited. This is what I've been wanting for a while. I was gonna drop a whole video about, you know, what needs to be done. Bandai should do global release because we're having an issue. We're not having an issue, but man, like I said, Ace TCG dropped a great video about us not getting releases in the same timing, and it just like lowers your excitement. And I retweeted, I said, I love and agree with everything he said in the video. I'll probably still do a reaction to it. But to pretty sum up what the thoughts in the video was, seeing spoilers for a set that comes out in June for the West is exciting, but then you remember the set comes out in June, and we haven't even touched the next set, OP10, in March for us. So we're like a format and a half and 2 formats behind, and we're seeing OP11 reveals, which doesn't happen for June and for us, you know, and the East gets it, I think, in like March or May, OP11 to get it. So it's just really disheartening. It's exciting, you know, to see Kobe and Nami and stuff like that, but we have to wait like 5-6 months before we're able to play with the cards. And by the time we get them, the next new big thing is coming out, OP13 and PRB2 and stuff like that. So Bandai really, you know, stepping up and giving us global releases, kind of everything that we wanted right now. So really exciting times. Love being a One Piece player right now. One Piece stay on top. We just stay eating. I think that's gonna be it for me though. Let me know how you guys feel about it, if we actually are getting global release, or for some weird reason they're just gonna drop starter decks and then release, you know, put us behind release schedules again. I don't know, it doesn't make sense, but everything is kind of lining up correctly, because if they're dropping support for one game, it means that they should be able to allocate more resources into One Piece. You know, it sucks that BSS had to die for One Piece, but that's my tinfoil hat theory, is that they sacrificed BSS to give us One Piece releases and to free up some of them printers, you know. Anyway, me signing out again. Outro take number 2. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, if I'm full of crap or not. Are you guys excited? You know, like, let's talk about it. Peace, y'all.